So my story of depression started when I was 13 years old. It was a late summer night. I was lying in bed and I heard this loud noise. And I went running out to see what it was. And there I saw my mother and my siblings standing and my father struggling. It was at that moment where he had suffered a stroke. And from that moment, my life changed. Over the next few weeks, he had suffered a series of strokes and he became a quadriplegic. In essence, I had lost my father, but really I think that's where I started to lose myself. I was struggling with these real intense negative emotions, but nobody knew. I just was this high school student who was expected to be studying, and that's what I did. And I was in my bedroom many times, banging my head against the wall, struggling, crying, but nobody knew this. I was utterly alone. This continued all the way through high school, and then eventually even continued on into college. A lot of times these thoughts were just becoming intensified. I was really having troubles understanding how to deal with the emotions. And from there, I went on into university. I was so excited when I got in. I was thinking that my life was about to turn around. I probably needed my life to turn around at this point. But all those thoughts of excitement really completely became the opposite of that. I started to struggle with my depression in a way that had never happened before. My grades suffered. I was put on academic probation. And at this point, I was asked to leave UBC. It was amazing to see what had happened to me at this point. I stayed inside my basement for about a year. I rarely left. I went through the process of covering my windows with cardboard. I was in this darkness, emotionally, but even literally. I didn't see the light at the end of the tunnel. It just never appeared to me that this was ever going to end. I would hear my inner voice say things to me like, I'm stupid, I'm worthless. It would even tell me, why do I want to live? So I listened to this voice. And I tried to kill myself a few different times, and it was pretty ugly to see the thoughts that were running through my head and how I wanted to take my life. But slowly, I was able to start to get a little bit of help. And the way I started that was I started to hang around with my friends and family. It wasn't about me necessarily talking to them, but just to being around them, seeing their positive nature, seeing people laugh, it gave me a little bit of hope. And from there, I was slowly able to build myself to be able to talk about the depressive thoughts and feelings that were inside of me. And I was able to get help from my friends, family, and eventually had seen a doctor and then even a psychologist. In general, they just gave me more tools on how to manage and overcome my depression. And now when I look back, it took me close to 20 years to realize I was actually struggling with this severe depression. It's amazing to think that it's been that long. And I've learned that now I can live a life with depression, yet still be happy. And that I'm worth that.